Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Potomac and Chesapeake Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. Each institution will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Catherine, and I will be your facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to answer your questions. This is one of many college presentations being offered tonight, so feel free to check the schedule on the website for more. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded, including this one, and will be available at strivescan.com/PCACAC. We are currently in session A1, where my mouse is circling at the moment. And this is also the same order of presentations. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and introduce our very first representative from the University College Dublin.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Catherine, for that very warm welcome. My name is Brady Troy, and I'm here to talk about University College Dublin, also called UCD for short. And UCD is Ireland's largest and most international university. So we are home to over 19,000 undergraduate students, 25% of whom hail from outside of Ireland. UCD was ranked #1 in Ireland by the US News and World Report and is in the top 1% of higher education institutions worldwide. So you can be sure that when you get your degree with UCD, you're getting a degree that is internationally ranked and internationally accredited. So first off, I would like to talk about the Emerald Isle, what it's like to live, study, and travel in Ireland. Ireland is just an amazing country in which to attend college. It is the only English-speaking member of the European Union, and this offers a really great gateway to the rest of Europe for American students. It is routinely voted one of the safest, one of the happiest, and one of the friendliest countries in the world. The scenery is absolutely breathtaking, and the entire country is, I don't know, a little bit smaller than Illinois, making it incredibly easy to travel around. UCD is located in the heart of Ireland's capital city, and Dublin has one of the youngest populations in Europe. This also makes it an amazing city in which to attend college, with something always going on. Dublin is also considered the Silicon Valley of Europe and hosts many of the European headquarters for some of America's largest industries, giving you a lot of internship and work opportunities. So UCD is a top 1% university with approximately 19,000 undergraduate students, making it the largest university in Ireland. Of these 19,000 students, around a quarter of them are from outside of Ireland, making it a truly international campus. UCD's main campus offers state-of-the-art learning and living facilities right near the bustling city center and Ireland's major business hubs. UCD is a modern campus built on tradition. And what I mean by this is that our buildings, our research institutions, and all of our resources are constantly updated to offer you the best possible learning environment. At the same time, however, UCD has a really unique and impactful history, wherein the college played a huge role in the establishment of Ireland as an independent nation, and we have educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers. We are Ireland's most international university, as mentioned, and so because of this, UCD fosters a really great international student support system with a global lounge, guaranteed on-campus accommodation, and over 160 clubs and societies. We have a huge student body, an extensive alumni network, and a really incredibly tight-knit community to help you feel at home even when you're across the ocean. So UCD does offer guaranteed on-campus housing for our incoming international students. We have rooms for over 4,000 students on campus, each of them in a very modern apartment-style setup. So you will have your own private bedroom. You won't be living in bunk beds like we see in the movies. And you can have a shared kitchen and bathroom with maybe 3 or 4 other students, or you can opt for your own bathroom. These residence halls are really social, really fun. There's gyms, laundry, cafes and restaurants right in the buildings. So it's a really great place to live when you first get to Dublin. Now, our campus is very similar to a traditional US college campus with all of the amenities that we offer. UCD offers academic supports, including libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines, student advisors, and math and writing centers. Additionally, we do offer personal support in the way of peer mentorship, student health and counseling services, and a wellness text line. So UCD offers over 70 undergraduate courses, including an undecided liberal arts and sciences pathway and professional programs in law, medicine, and veterinary medicine. There are two pathways to a degree at UCD, direct entry and liberal arts and sciences. Many of our programs are direct entry, offering 3-year bachelor's degrees or 4-year combined masters. This means that you can start studying your degree right away without having to take any general education requirements, saving you a lot of time and money. However, if you are a bit how I was when I was 17, 18, and you're a bit undecided, we do have a standard liberal arts and science degree that mirrors the basic American 4-year timeline. We have an extensive alumni network with a really hands-on career center, making UCD the #1 college for employability in Ireland. Okay, so applying to UCD is fairly simple. We have very transparent entry requirements on our website. You can just log on right now to ucd.ie/global to see the exact requirements for your chosen major. And you can apply directly at ucd.ie or through the Common Application. One thing to note is that when applying to UCD, you will apply to your specific major. And in this way, we differ from American institutions. Applications are still open and rolling into the summer. I often hear people worrying about the price tag of studying abroad, and honestly, it is very price comparable to a US university. Over 70% of our international students receive a scholarship from UCD. Additionally, we are in the FAFSA. We accept federal loans, private loans, and outside scholarships. So if you would like to learn more, please reach out or visit our website. There's so much to learn and a very exciting adventure ahead of you. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. The next representative is from the University of Warwick.
Thanks so much, Catherine, and greetings from England, everybody. So my name is Sarah. I'm here to introduce the University of Warwick. And Warwick is a highly selective campus university located right in the heart of England. And in England, a bachelor's degree is typically just 3 years long and very, very focused from the beginning of the program. So academically, Warwick challenges universities that are centuries older than us. We're only just over 50 years old, but we're consistently rated in the top 10 universities in the UK and the top 100 worldwide, with many of our subjects really at the top of their game. We're a member of the Russell Group, and the Russell Group is a highly prestigious group of 24 research-intensive universities in the UK. So our students enjoy learning from experts who are right at the cutting edge of their fields and really writing the books that our students will be studying. So, as well as offering 3 years bachelor's degrees that might focus on a single subject area, we also offer broader programs such as liberal arts and global sustainable development. These programs draw on expertise from across the university to help students look at issues from different perspectives. But Warwick students don't typically just value our academic reputation. We're a really diverse and inclusive campus community that provides support and an abundance of opportunities outside of academic studies as well. So our students typically thrive not only on exploring their academic program, but also our campus. And that feels a bit like a miniature city with the wealth of extracurricular activities that we have on offer. So Warwick Students' Union is run by our students for students, and they run around 250 student organisations, plus also about 65 sports clubs. Giving back, activism, exploring new things are all really, really popular with Warwick students. And our students don't just join societies as members, many have a real appetite for leadership too. So Warwick Economics Summit is a really good example of this. It's one of the largest annual student-led conferences in Europe, and it's organised and brought together solely by Warwick students, not by our staff. So you can see from the range of speakers that our students brought together for the forum in 2021, that our students are real go-getters in terms of reaching out, building networks, finding opportunities, and making things happen. So Warwick is a suburban campus. We're located on the edge of the city of Coventry, which is a medium-sized English city. And from Coventry, it's super easy to travel around the UK and also Europe. We're a great jumping off point to be able to explore everywhere. With our access to Coventry and Birmingham, students can easily enjoy city life. And for those keen to explore the area around the university, we're surrounded by historical towns, stunning castles, and the birthplace of William Shakespeare. We have a housing guarantee for on-campus housing or university managed housing for first-year students. And for the second and third year, Warwick Accommodation, our housing office, run a site called Warwick Student Pad, and that helps students to transition to private housing in the local area that's been vetted by the university. So we really do support students in their growth and transition towards independent living. So at the end of their degree, they're really confident to go off and explore new opportunities. Tuition varies by programme. It's typically lower for arts and social sciences than for STEM. Warwick and the surrounding area have very reasonable costs of living compared to some of the bigger cities in the UK, and particularly London. So the costs shown here are a very, very approximate guide, but would hopefully give you an idea of amounts for 1 year. And so just treble this for 3 years to figure rough costs for the duration in total, and it comes out at amazing value. Crucially, we believe there should be no barrier to talent. That's why we're committed to offering a scholarship that makes it easier for gifted, ambitious international learners to pursue their academic interests with us. So for 2021 and for 2022, we offered 250 tuition fee awards based on academic merit. And we're really excited to be running this programme again for 2023. And we're just currently discussing the number and value of awards that we'll offer, but that's very, very generous by UK standards for undergraduate funding. For admission, we publish our IB diploma requirements on each of our programme pages on our website. And for students who are on a US high school curriculum or taking other international qualifications, we use an equivalency system to our UK A-level requirements. So that typically translates to a minimum of 3 AP tests, usually ranging in scores between 544 to 555. Students don't need to have achieved those test scores already before applying. So for students in senior year, if you're planning to take AP tests in May and are on track to achieve those scores, you could still be considered as one of our choices, as one of your choices for us. So in addition to academic qualifications, the personal statement, the recommendation letter, and predicted scores for senior year are crucial components of the application. If you'd like to know more about the application process and the personal statement, which are very, very different to the type of statement and essays that you'd write for a US college, I definitely encourage you to check out my self-serve Padlet of resources where you can find lots of information about UCAS, which is the main UK application system. So without further ado, I will pop a link to that Padlet in the chat, and I will hand back to Catherine to pass you over to the next speaker. Thanks so much for listening.
Wonderful, thank you. Just a friendly reminder that if anyone has any questions at all, to feel free to use the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen. Any questions at all, our representatives are here and available to assist. The next representative is from Temple University, Japan.
Thank you, Catherine. Let me share my screen. Yes, so hello from Tokyo, Japan. My name is Ha. I'm Admissions Counselor from Temple University Japan campus. I'll call TUJ for short. TUJ is the international branch campus of Temple University main campus in Philadelphia. It is one of the largest public research universities in the US, and it's the biggest one in Philly, and it's not too far from where you are right now. And TUJ is the branch campus located in Tokyo, Japan. Temple has 3 campuses in the world. The main campus is in the US and 2 branch campuses in Rome, Italy and Tokyo, Japan. And because we're the same school, it's very easy for students to transfer among 3 campuses. For example, you can start at our Japan campus, then you can go to Rome campus for 1 or 2 semesters study abroad, or you can easily transfer to our main campus in the US anytime to finish the degree. But most of our students spend all 4 years and graduate from Temple, Japan. Yeah. We offer 10 majors in liberal arts field. Please look at the screen for the list of majors we offer. The most popular majors are international business studies, communications, art, international affairs, just to name a few. We also offer the 2+2 computer science program, where you do the first 2 years in Tokyo and the last 2 years in Philly to finish the degree. And all classes are offered in English, so you don't need to know any Japanese to apply because we're American school. And if we don't have the majors that you're interested in, you can come to TUJ first and then transfer to our main campus in Philly, because they offer nearly 200 undergraduate majors. Yeah, so there are many choices for you. Yeah. Our campus is located in an area called Sangenja in Tokyo. TUJ was founded in 1982, so we have been here for 40 years. We are the largest and oldest foreign university in Japan, but we just moved to this brand new campus more than 2 years ago. So everything is brand new. And we're located in a very central part of Tokyo. So this is TUJ and this is Shibuya Station. We are just a 5-minute train ride away from Shibuya Station. For those who don't know, Shibuya is like Times Square, New York. Yeah, it's the most popular district for young people in Tokyo. It's a must-visit spot for tourists when in Japan, and we're just a 5-minute train ride away from there. So if you're really interested in urban campus setting, then I hope you'll consider TUJ. Although we look at in Tokyo, the degree and credits you'll be earning will be American degree and American credits. They are exactly the same degree and credits as students in Philadelphia earn. The only difference is that you do it in Tokyo, Japan. On the degree when you graduate, it won't even say Japan campus, it would just be Temple University degree. Yeah, so exactly the same. And if you're taking AAP, IB, or if you have any college credits, they're transferable to Temple, which can help you to save time and money. So you don't need to repeat some of those courses here at TUJ. In terms of tuition fee, please look at this chart, which compares TUJ's tuition with the public and private universities in the US. The average tuition fee at TUJ is about $15,000 per year. So it's sometimes even cheaper for you to study abroad with us in Japan than going out of states. And the degree that you'll be earning will still be American degree. So the question is, why not, right? And since we're American school, so you can of course use American benefits like financial aid, private loans, JR bill if you have the benefits. We also offer merit-based scholarships, which are very easy to apply. We are located in Tokyo, and as you know, Tokyo is the biggest city in Japan, the most developed in Asia. So there are many opportunities when it comes to part-time jobs, internship, and full-time jobs. Talking about jobs, we have a career development office to help students find jobs in Japan, prepare for job hunting here, or even if you go back to your home countries, or if you go back to the US, you can still use the services and resources offered by our career development office at our main campus in Philadelphia. Because once you're a Temple student, wherever you are, you can get support. Yeah. An internship is a distinctive feature of our school. For some majors like business, international affairs, psychological studies, internship is required and it's credit-bearing internship. You can see the list of companies here that recruit our students for the internship program. So students often do it during their 3rd and 4th year here at TUJ. Yeah, and of course, we'll help you to find internships. This is Amani, she's from the US, and she did the internship program at the US Embassy in Tokyo. Yeah, how cool it is to get the chance to intern at the US Embassy, right? And she really enjoyed this experience because she said she learned a lot and it's very helpful for advancing her career prospects. Yeah. Besides, we offer career fairs. We invite companies to TUJ to recruit our students. This is one of the events we co-host with the Japanese University in Japan, and it's for English speakers. Yeah, so our offices will help you to find jobs in Japan. And actually many international students choose to stay here after graduation because they believe having working experience overseas will be very helpful for their career prospects. This is Isadora. She's also from the US and she just graduated last year. She's now working at Amazon Japan. Yeah, she's one of the successful graduates who found jobs in Japan with the help from TUJ. Yeah. So next, how to apply. So there are 2 ways to apply. You can either apply directly to TUJ or through Common App. If Common App, please be sure to select the Japan campus because the application process is different from our main campus in Philly. And this is the list of documents we require. So we need your application form, your personal statement. In terms of test score, if you're native English speakers, it's optional for you. But if you have taken the test and if you believe that it will complement your application, you can submit it. And then we require your official transcript and an application fee of about $95 US. Yes. And then after you submit everything, the result will be sent to you. The result will be sent to you within 4 weeks. So it is very straightforward and very simple. Yeah. So that's pretty much about TJ and the application process. If you have any questions, feel free to type in the Q&A or reach out to us later at this email address here, ac@tj.temple.edu. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.
Very helpful information. Thank you. The next representative is from Verto Education.
Thank you, Catherine. So I'm here. My name is Neil Crossan. I represent Verto Education. We are a little bit different in that we are not a 4-year college, but we are a 1-year study abroad program that connects students to about 70 different colleges within the United States as well as abroad. So what we aim to achieve is preparing global leaders, global citizens by providing a transformative study abroad experience in which students will discover themselves, their passions, as well as their major in college, because it's not required to declare a major when doing Verto. So we have 7 different locations in the world. Students can study in places like London, Florence, Italy, Seville, Spain, Costa Rica, Dublin, Ireland, Prague, and Buenos Aires, Argentina. So the idea is that this will not extend your college experience. It's not going to extend your college timeline. It's not a gap year. Rather, it's a different alternative way to spend your freshman year. So a semester up to a year with Verto, and then we provide access to about 70 different colleges all around the country, including William and Mary, Baylor, James Madison University, and University of Vermont, just to name a few. So we aim to connect students to the world, to provide a way to build a personal relationship, a personal connection to the countries that they're in. Very different, from being a tourist, snapping photos and leaving. We want our students to fully immerse themselves in the culture, experience a second language, a different culture, and bring those lessons back to the United States. And through this, we believe it will prepare them for life in college later on in the next 3 years, as well as beyond. Now, we are an academic program, which means is just like college, you'll be taking college classes. We require students to take a minimum of 12 credits, and they can take up to 16 during the semester. We have a heavy focus on experiential learning, discussion-based classes, small class sizes, about 1 to 20 or 1 to 25, depending on the location, as well as having ease of access to our faculty. So all of our professors are all, college level professors with masters or PhDs in the subject that they are teaching. Now, where do our credits come from? As I said, we're not a 4-year college, but students will receive their credits from one of our academic partners, such as University of New Haven or Richard Bland College. Now, this is a journey of self-discovery. We want students to challenge themselves, to get out of their comfort zone, to experience something new, and to gain a new perspective. We want them to become more self-confident and more self-reliant. When they return to the United States to their next school, they'll be better prepared for life in college. They will have the confidence. They've not only been in college already, but they've also lived a life abroad. And we support our students throughout this entire process through onboarding, through student academic success coaches, as well as student life coaches as well. So beyond the classroom, we expect our students to learn skills such as financial literacy, global citizenship, as well as some volunteer opportunities so they can really participate in the experience, as well as the community that they find themselves in. So as I said, we have a heavy focus on experiential learning, whether it's studying marine biology in Costa Rica, in the water, or studying art history in Florence, Italy, using the city as a classroom, or learning about environmental science and sustainable farming, actually building these sustainable farms, are actually participating in these projects as well. We also have opportunities to get real life experience. Just give an example, in our Seville campus, students will volunteer to work as ESL teachers in a Spanish classroom. So anyone interested in the teaching field, they will get firsthand teaching experience if they go to our Seville campus. Now, we have 7 locations in the world, but I'm going to use Seville, Spain as an example to give you an idea of what our programs look like. Now, This is just a course selection of what you can expect. Anything from rhetoric and research, which is like a basic writing course, to Spanish courses, which I couldn't think of a better way to learn Spanish than by learning it in the classroom and then applying those skills in your daily life. But even things like international relations and public speaking. Now, all of these courses will fulfill general education requirements at a US-based school and are all provided by our academic partners, which again are either Richard Bland College or University of New Haven. Our semester programs last about 14 and a half weeks, in which students will take between 12 and 16 credits, 4 or 5 classes, and this is to make sure they will graduate within that 4-year timeline. As you can see, our program cost starts at $18,000. Now, this is including housing. Housing is provided at all of our locations and built into the price of tuition, as well as whether the student is taking 12 or 16 credits. Now, as I said, we have 7 campuses, but I'm using Seville as an example, and I highly recommend that you check out all of our locations on our website. We have different housing options for our students, such as a student residence or a homestay. So really, whatever the student, whether they want to fully integrate themselves into the culture through a homestay or stay with other Verto students in a residence like a typical freshman year experience. Now, we are an academic program, but we do have some of the fun extracurricular things such as overnight trips to different cities, museum tours, as well as cultural experiences like a flamenco performance in Seville, Spain, or a football match, for example. So as I said, we have different housing options, but here's our homestay where students can live with a Spanish family and immerse themselves in the culture. So if you're interested in applying the Verto application, Verto education, we're similar to the Common App. We are a free application, takes about 10 minutes to do. So if you have a Common application lying around, you can use that, tailor it to Verto and send to us, receive a quick admissions decision. And there's no downside to it because it's free and it's quick and it's easy. And thank you for listening.
All great information from Verto Education. Thank you again. Before we hear from our very last representative, but certainly not least, we want to encourage anyone, if they have any questions, to feel free to submit those through the Q&A. Any questions at all, our representatives, again, are here to assist. And if you have a specific question for any of our representatives, I encourage you to include the school name as well. Again, certainly not last, but certainly not least, our last representative is from the University of California, Santa Cruz.
Hi, everyone. I'll just share my screen. Hi, I'm Jasmine Thule. I'm the non-resident representative for UC Santa Cruz. So just before I get started, I want to point out that we are 1 out of 9 universities across the state of California, part of the public school system. So we're located in Santa Cruz. The way that our application works is that we have one for all 9 UCs. So if you are applying with a fee waiver, you can use that fee waiver to apply to up to 4 UCs. After that, you can apply to more, but there is a cost associated to it. But one and done in terms of our application. So now more specifically about UC Santa Cruz. So what makes us different from all the other UCs is the fact that we were created to be different by design. So basically our founders wanted us to have elements of a liberal arts college as a renowned research institution. So we do have 17,000 undergraduates, which makes us on the smaller side of all the UCs, and about more than half of our classes have 30 students or less. So that really allows our students to engage in research very early on. So we have about 75% of undergraduates who participate in research, and that can start your freshman year. So it really allows students to kind of start getting their experience early on instead of just waiting till grad school to do research. So in terms of location, as I mentioned, we're in Santa Cruz, California. So we're in the Bay Area, about an hour and a half south from San Francisco, and that's with traffic. And we're also the UC that is closest to Silicon Valley. So we're about 30 minutes away from there. So it really allows our students to have the opportunity to do internships and also have many post-grad options. So our location is really, really nice in terms of the opportunities that we offer our students. In terms of flying out to the Santa Cruz area, we actually, I would say it would either be San Francisco or San Jose, because San Jose is about 40 minutes away. So we do offer 69 majors and 40 minors across these 5 academic divisions. Some of our top majors include computer science, psychology, business management and economics, anthropology, history, a little bit of everything in terms of what our students are doing, and marine biology, of course. As you can see from my background, we're right by the coast, so it does allow students to engage in hands-on research right in the ocean. So in terms of, like I said, our major, computer science, that is one of our selective majors, meaning that even on your application, if you're thinking about doing computer science, you will have to indicate that on there. Otherwise, there will not be another opportunity to apply for that major. All the other majors, you can come in as a prospective major in that, or you can come in as undecided. But for computer science, it's a little unique in that sense. So we are 1 out of 2 UCs that have the residential college system. So basically, this is a living and learning space, meaning that as a freshman, you will take a seminar style course pertaining to that college's values, themes. They're all very different in terms of themes and values. So for example, the Rachel Carson College is one that focuses on environmental impact and policy. So for students that are interested in that, or living with people that are interested or passionate about that subject, they can choose the Rachel Carson College to live in. It's not connected to your major by any means. So it really allows students to choose the college that they want to live in based on its location on campus, on the values it has, on the theme it has, its architecture, really any reason. And then you rank the colleges by your favorite to your least favorite, and we try to get you within your first choices. In terms of first years, they have priority for housing. So for student life, we offer 200+ clubs and organizations. We also do compete in Division III athletics. And of course, we have intramural and club sports in a lot of fun beach, different sports like beach volleyball, surfing. Santa Cruz is really big for surfing, and also things like sailing. We have many cultural celebrations across campus all year round, and the Santa Cruz city really offers our students a lot of opportunities. We have a beautiful boardwalk, and Santa Cruz, because it's big for surfing, from people from Silicon Valley, San Francisco, it does get busy on the weekends, but it allows students to really spend some time off campus and explore the different options they have there. And as I mentioned, San Francisco is the biggest nearest city. So for students that are still wanting, that big diversity close by, it's about an hour and a half with traffic. So for out-of-state students, we do offer a scholarship called the Dean's Award. So that's specifically for out-of-state. You do have to be a high-achieving student as well, and you are automatically considered for it as you submit your application. We also have the Regents Award, which isn't listed here, but it's for both in-state and out-of-state students. And then we have the 3-year accelerated pathway. So this is a way that we want to help students really think about how they're investing in their education. So we offer over 10 majors in this 3-year accelerated pathways, where you can basically graduate within 3 years in that major. So you can always look on our website to see which major, and if the major you're interested in pertains to that. We also have a lot of on-campus job opportunities for both students that are on work study and not work study. And of course, departmental scholarships depending on the department that you are majoring in. So a couple of updates: we are going to be fully in person this fall, and we will be at 100% capacity just because it's California. And as I mentioned, computer science is one of our most selective majors. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. All great information from all our representatives and all the institutions represented here. And so we have some time left, and we're going to pivot now into our Q&A portion of this session. I invite all our representatives, if you could, please turn on your video, get ready to unmute yourself for our first question here, which is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? What's one thing you want students to remember about your school? And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented in.
Awesome, thank you. So one thing that I love highlighting is that University College Dublin has educated more prime ministers than any other university in Ireland. So every school likes to brag about their alumni, but our alumni end up running the country. So it's a pretty cool pretty cool thing that you can talk about when you go there, and there's great connections to be made because of that.
Awesome. So yeah, so for the UK, there's over 130 universities. And I think when a lot of people think about studying in the UK, they think about Hogwarts Castle and they think it's all kind of historical with towers and spires. And if you can just take one thing away from Warwick, it is that we're not like that at all. So if we were a car, we'd be more like a Tesla, you know, like we're relatively new on the scene, but we're really forward looking, we're really relevant to everything that's going on today. And we've come a really long way in a really short space of time. So that would be my takeaway for Warwick.
One thing I would like you to remember about Temple University Japan campus is the opportunity to earn an American degree in Japan, a country rich in history and culture. And I highly recommend you to consider study abroad, either for all 4 years, 3 years, or just for a few semesters, like all other schools introduce their programs today, because it's going to be a life-changing experience for you. You'll learn a lot and experience a lot of things that you cannot do at your home country. Yeah, thank you.
One thing I want you to know about Verto education is that we are rich in opportunity. We want to give our students the flexibility and the opportunity to discover themselves, discover their passions, really figure out what they want to do before even committing to a 4-year college or even a major. So when you think about Verto education, I want you to think about opportunity through study abroad, through travel, and through self-discovery.
One thing that I would like you to remember is the fact that we have kind of the best of both worlds in terms of the 2 different ecosystems that we have on campus. So we have the coast, like 5 minutes away from the coast, and beautiful views right from our campus of the coast. So even some of our residential colleges have those gorgeous views. And then also the fact that we have the redwoods on campus. So you have the forest and you have the coast right there. So it really is a beautiful place for students to study in.
Great information. Each institution is truly unique. And so it's really great to hear from all of you. And I love that analogy about Tesla too. So what a great one to throw there. Our next question here is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? What advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Well, my biggest piece of advice is already pretty relevant for all of you that came to this session, because you're already looking broader than your horizons. I always tell students, though, definitely look outside the box. Don't just go to the universities that your friends are going to, or maybe that your parents graduated from. You really don't know what your dream school is going to be until you do some research and look into it. So I love that you're here. I love that you're looking at schools outside of what might be listed in your high school brochure, but just keep doing it, keep looking.
Yeah, I completely agree with Kendall. And I would say to any of you who might have any kind of reason to be traveling over to the UK, even if it's outside of term time, because that's when you've got your vacation, you'll find that universities in the UK are super accommodating to welcome students outside of their scheduled visit date. So most universities will enable you to visit pretty much when you want, as long as it's Monday to Friday. So, if you're coming over and basing yourself in London for a week, say, doing lots of sightseeing, you can easily visit different universities as day trips outside of London. And my advice would be, don't just look in London, because London's great, but the UK is small and it's actually quick and easy to get to London from anywhere else in the UK as well. So yeah, my advice would be, if you can visit those universities in person, because you've got other things going on in that country, then definitely take that opportunity to get a feel for what the campus and the university feels like.
Very simple advice, which is to follow some universities of your interest on social media and take advantage of some virtual tools they offer. Of course, it would be great to visit the schools in person, but of course, it's not always possible. And nowadays, most schools have very strong presence on social media and offer great virtual experience. So I think it's a chance for you to see the campus life and imagine yourself studying there, especially for the schools that you can't visit in person, like our school or schools in the UK or school in Ireland or anywhere else. So I think it may help you to make this decision slightly better. Thank you.
I think I'm going to echo some of what Kendall said, but keep your options open. Don't pigeonhole yourself to a single option, single choice. Really explore, but more importantly, introspect. Ask yourself what you want out of your college experience, even what you want out of life. But really ask yourself those hard questions and take the time to really explore that.
I would say I agree with all of that, but I would say just have some time that you can dedicate to yourself, like basically self-care, because it is going to be a very busy time, very stressful time. So just kind of having like designated scheduled time off where you can just focus on things that you really enjoy, that just kind of keep your mind off of the college process for just a little bit, at least on a weekly basis would be nice.
All great advice. It is definitely a process, and so take the time you need, and everyone here is a resource, so feel free to reach out if you need to during this college search and as you're figuring out kind of where you want to land. So again, great advice. Our last question here is, what is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process? What is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I would definitely want to debunk the myth that it costs an arm and a leg to study abroad. Studying at a school outside of the United States can actually end up being a lot cheaper than studying in the US, especially because a lot of our universities have only 3-year bachelor's programs that are completely accredited in the US, but you're just saving a year of tuition right off the bat. So that's definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah, totally agree. And certainly for the UK, I would definitely like to debunk the myth that demonstrated interest is going to be factored into the decision. Actually, most of the UK reps that you meet, like me, don't actually work in admissions. We're more like customer service salespeople who have absolutely no weight on whether you get an offer or not. So talking to us doesn't give you any brownie points, but it also means that you can ask us questions informally and it won't go against you. So like you don't have to kind of be concerned that anything might impact or reflect on your application. So if you want to find out information, that's exactly what we're there for. But don't feel pressured to have to talk to us if you don't have a reason to, because we're just there as a support system for you.
Yes, I want to second what Kendall said, because like one myth I would like to debunk is that the studying abroad is expensive. And as you can see, universities like TUJ offers very affordable tuition fee for an American education. And as you cannot see from like schools in the UK or Ireland, like University of Warwick or University College Dublin, they only have 3 years, so the total cost can be lower compared to studying in the US. So don't be afraid to look overseas when you search for college. Step out of your comfort zone. Thank you.
I'm going to echo some of the things that are already said here, but again, especially with the unique way that sort of Verto offers a pathway to college, is that study abroad, traveling, living abroad doesn't have to be something that's, crazy expensive. And precisely why my organization exists is to provide as many students as possible that accessibility to study abroad opportunities. So, I didn't touch on this, but for example, for our upcoming fall semester, any student that would receive a Pell Grant, lower income students, we would match that Pell Grant through our Promise Grant. So study abroad is attainable, is affordable, and definitely explore your options on how to do it.
Yeah, I would say that that the myth that I would want to debunk is the fact that we are basically like this scary person that you can't reach out to, or like, that you can't reach out to us for just like simple questions that you might have about the university. We are here as a resource for you for anything that you might need. So absolutely feel free to always reach out to us for anything. I mean, we have our general admissions emails on our website for the most part, but just to speak to someone specifically that you have met at one of these fairs or, in person as well, like just feeling free to reaching out to them, like creating those relationships is really important. So yeah, I would say that that's something that, a lot of students might be a little bit hesitant to reach out to us, but, that's why we're here.
And what a great way to end. Thank you so much to all our representatives for being here, for showing up. What a great informative Q&A session. I certainly learned a lot. And so thank you again. And thank you to each of you for joining us. As we close, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, we would greatly appreciate it. There are more sessions happening, so feel free to sign up for more sessions on the website. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded, including this one, and will be available on demand later at strivescan.com/PCACAC. Again, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it and have a great night.